Raja Vrindavan. Govinda Tina Madana Jaya Jaya Amrita Banu Jaya Kirti Dasundari Jaya Amrita Banu Jaya Kirti Dasundari Jaya Jaya Purnamate
It is said in Shastra that of all the holy places, Sri Vrindavan Dham is the best. Of all holy places, Vrindavan Dham is the best, and in Vrindavan, the best place is Govardhan Hill. Of course, at Govardhan, the best place is Radha Kund, and we will be visiting there tomorrow. But today and tomorrow, we're going to be savoring the experience of contacting and becoming absorbed in this most sacred place. It's also said that in Vrindavan there are 5 people who are very merciful. One is Vrindadevi, one is the river Yamuna, one is Gopeshwar Shiva, one is the dust of Vrindavan, and the 5th one is Govardhan Hill. So we are going to be walking through the dust of Vrindavan around Govardhan Hill. This is a great opportunity to really get special mercy. At some points, perhaps we will roll in the dust of Vrindavan here at Govardhan Hill. Seriously, I don't know. Some of you may have certain pictures of what you are in your minds, but it may change. That's what Krishna consciousness is for, to free us from all our unnecessary inhibitions. So we just become free from all cares and fears and just take shelter at the lotus feet of the Lord. Well, we are at Govardhan Hill. Actually, we are perhaps even on Govardhan Hill right now. If any of you are looking around and wondering where is Govardhan Hill, walking along, then we'll see Govardhan Hill, the head of Govardhan Hill just breaking inch by inch out of the sand. There are a number of different stories, descriptions of how Govardhan came to be here. There's one story in the Puranas which says that Govardhan in the beginning of creation was born as the son of the Vindhya hills in South India. So up here in this part, just north of here, there was one sage named Pulastya Muni. And in his area, everything was flat. There were no hills. So he went to the Vindhya hills and he asked the king, King Vindhya, the king of the hills, please give me one of your hills. Give me your son, Govardhan Hill. So Vindhya was obliged to agree. It was all part of the plan of the Lord. So Govardhan said, all right, I'll go with you, but if you ever put me down on the way, then I'll stay where you put me. So then Pulastya was carrying Govardhan from South India, heading north. And they came to this Vraj Mandal area. And Govardhan knew, this is where I belong. I must stay here. So by some transcendental arrangement, Pulastya Muni suddenly was overpowered by an urgent call of nature. And he just had to put Govardhan down right then and just go and deal with it. By the Lord's arrangement, he put Govardhan right here in exactly the right place. After having done his business, he came back and He thought he would just pick Govardhan up again and just carry on to his place. But he tried to lift Govardhan. Govardhan said, no, no, I'm not coming with you any further. You put me down, I'll stay where you put me, so I'm staying here. So despite that they had made an arrangement, still Pulaski got very angry and he cursed Govardhan. He said, you are arrogant and proud. You think you're a big tall hill and you're very wonderful. But I curse you, you will shrink by the size of a mustard seed every day. So that is one explanation why we don't see Govardhan Hill right now. There's another explanation though, which is given by Srila Rupa Goswami. He says that even when Krishna was here 5,000 years ago, Govardhan was very tall. Actually, he says that Govardhan was so high that the sun god's horses would stop every day at midday to eat some grass off the top of Govardhan Hill. But one day, Krishna left Vrindavan. All the living entities in Vrajmandal, they're all thrown into a bottomless ocean of separation, particularly Srimati Radharani and the Gopis. So they couldn't accept that Krishna's gone. And the Gopis were telling Radharani, he must be somewhere nearby. Let's go and look in Bandiravan. They went over there, Krishna was not there. They told Radharani, don't worry, he must be in Bailvan, just nearby. Krishna wasn't there. They told Radharani, it's all right, he must be in Bhadravan, just next door. But he wasn't there. So they went around all the forests of Vrindavan in this way. Finally they came here to Govardhan Hill. And the Gopis told Radharani, he must be here somewhere. They went all around Govardhan Hill looking for Krishna behind every tree, behind every rock. They couldn't find Krishna. They finished going around and then they said to Radharani, let's go again. He must be, we just missed him somewhere. Then again they went around, then a third time they went around. Finally, after the third time, it became clear Krishna had left Vrindavan. So Srimati Radharani was thrown. She was already in a bottomless ocean of separation, and now it just even went even further. So when everyone saw the condition of Radharani, they became completely overwhelmed. And Rupa Goswami describes that then, at that point, in sympathy with Radharani, Govardhan Hill sank so that his highest point was 80 hands above the surrounding ground. So this is another explanation. And I've been coming here for almost 30 years, and 30 years, a quick calculation tells us 10,000 mustard seeds. I don't think I've seen Govardhan Hill shrink by 10,000 mustard seeds. So maybe Rupa Goswami's version is what we should stick with. So anyway, we'll be going around the hill just carefully, step by step. And we'll try to stop at most of the important places and explain a little bit about each one. Actually, when I was discussing with Dinabandhu Prabhu about this plan for a 2-day Govardhan Parikrama, he said, you should do it in 5 days. That would be really thorough. Now, as it happens, we are starting here at Kusum Sarovar, which itself is a very important pastime place. So we'll ask Sri Prahlad Prabhu to explain the glories of Kusum Sarovar.
So we request Maharaj to correct me if I leave out some important details. This is a place where Srimati Radharani and her friends, her Shaktis, would come to collect flowers for different pastimes. There was one particular event where Radharani and her friends living at Varshana were very excited because there was going to be a very great festival, beautiful festival called Janji. In this festival, in front of each house, they make beautiful flower decorations. And there's also competition to see who can make the most beautiful flower designs. In this way, the whole town becomes beautifully decorated. So Radharani and her friends were very excited about this festival. They woke up very early in the morning so that they could do all of their household duties quickly in Varshana, and then they could come out here to Pushpavan to collect flowers for the festival in the evening. So Sridham, he is the brother of Srimati Radharani. He saw why are these girls so excited, and he understood what they were doing. He sent word to Nandagram. In fact, he himself went there to Nandagram and began to gather with the other gopas, with the other cowherd boys in front of Krishna's house for going out into the pasturing grounds with the cows. The boys had their sticks and their ropes and their bugles. Everyone was very much in anticipation of another day's adventures with Krishna in the forests of Sri Vrindavan Dham. The cows as well were very excited, and they were all waiting for Krishna to come out of his home. At Krishna's window, the birds started to sing. The parrots were singing Krishna's glories, and they were saying, Krishna, you should wake up for more pastimes. In the home, Mother Yasoda, she went to Krishna's bedroom with a tray of many tasty milk sweets, and she went into the room and spoke very sweet words to awaken Krishna. And Krishna, he started to rise from his bed. He went and he looked out the window. All the boys and the cows, birds, they were waiting for him. Some of the boys, they yelled out, we're going to Pushpavan. So Krishna, he was eager to come here. Pushpavan is such a beautiful place. But then he remembered something, that, oh, today is Janji, that festival will be performed. And probably Radha and her friends will be at Pushpavan picking flowers. And so suddenly, in front of everyone's sight, an expression of great pain came over Krishna's face. And he held his stomach, and then he just disappeared from the window back into his room. Everyone was very alarmed. What happened to Krishna? The birds were flying in circles. They were very worried. The cows' ears were up. And some boys ran into his room, Balaram and other very intimate boyfriends. They saw Krishna completely under the sheet. He was moaning. Oh, Krishna, what's the matter? Oh, I'm feeling sick. I won't be able to go anywhere today. The boys were rubbing Krishna's arms and massaging his head. Mother Yasoda was bringing water and other medicines to try to cure him. And Krishna was in agony on the bed. Then he said, Balaram, you just take the boys and the cows. It's getting late. I will just have to stay here. And so, with great sadness in their hearts, Balaram, he led the other boys out of the room. Let's not go to Pushpavan. We will just go some other place. Just it'll be fun without Krishna. And so they started to leave Nandagram. As all the boys and the cows were making their exit from the village of Nandagram, Balaram looked back to Krishna's window a last time, and he saw two lotus eyes peeking through the window, and he knew, yes, it seems like my brother Shyam Sundar has other plans for the day. It was good that I decided to take the boys to another place in Vrindavan. In other words, Balaram knew exactly what was happening. Krishna wanted to go to Pushpavan alone. So the gopis, they came here with baskets to begin collecting flowers. So many varieties of very, very fragrant flowers they were collecting from trees and creepers. Yeah. They were singing Krishna's glories. They were so absorbed in their collecting of flowers that they didn't notice that they were going, splaying out in different directions. While the gopis had baskets with many flowers in them, Radharani's basket was empty. Why was her basket empty? Because she was so absorbed in thoughts of Krishna that although she thought she was picking flowers, she was actually, most of the time, just standing like a statue, motionless. So the gopis, they said to each other, we will all collect extra flowers, and at the end of our excursion here, we will put flowers in Radharani's basket, and she will be happy that she picked many nice flowers. So Radharani, she would stand motionless like a statue, then she would have some other thought and walk a little bit further, and then she would get lost in more thoughts, become a statue again. Finally, she saw one tree